There's just a feeling I get every single game. The Dallas Mavericks get better and better and even better, and especially against the Houston Rockets, when they were down 22 points, this really displayed a playoff factor to their game, and that they have the ability to come back even in dire situations like these. In today's video, we're going to explain why the Dallas Mavericks are playoff ready and how they came back against the Houston Rockets. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and sub. Let's get right into today's video. When I look at this Dallas Mavericks squad and Kyrie Irving fitting in perfectly, it kind of reminds me of that Cleveland Cavaliers team where they won that championship. Kyrie Irving fed off LeBron James, and Kyrie was the second option. Kyrie is amazing at being that second option. It's not always a bad thing. And now Kyrie can feed off Luka Doncic, and it's so good because Kyrie won't get double teamed that often, and he can just get into his bag and make a shot. And I think just because of Luka Doncic's gravity on the court, it makes the Dallas Mavericks such a big threat in the West. And even on ESPN this morning, here's what they had to say about Dallas Mavericks actually being a threat in the West.
Question, if we get back to the question, is the Dallas Mavericks. I hear everything you guys are saying about the Lakers.
Yeah.
And I agree with it. And Shannon, to your point, you know, we don't have to necessarily pick series yet, right? These are all hypotheticals. Right. But I am not going to turn my back on what Dallas is doing right now. 16-2 in their last 18 games. They answered a need at the trading deadline. They added guys that can defend. Yep. They added athleticism at the rim. They've got more than enough shooting. And to Stephen A's point, this is the meshing that we needed to see out of Kyrie and Luka. Because you think about, where's Kyrie right now? He's in the perfect lane. The lane he was in Cleveland next to LeBron James. When he was most respected and revered as a player and won a championship, in that lane next to that guy. And guess what? He's there again because Luka Doncic is that guy. And right now, Luka has checked off a couple boxes I needed to see that I was always worried about. First of all, I never trusted Luka Doncic at the foul line in important situations.
That's right.
That's gone. It's the highest free throw percentage of his career.
78.6.
Exactly. And even lately, what he's done over the last month is even higher than that. He's raised the bar, because that's important. He's going to go 10 times a game in the playoffs, at least. His three-point percentage as well, highest of his career. Shot selection a little bit better. Consistency a little bit better. But it's mostly about what they've surrounded him with. And I trust him. I just trust him.
But I think the main factor that's the most important here is surrounding their players with slashing players. And he said athleticism is one of the main factors. But it's kind of funny how all of a sudden ESPN is talking about the Mavericks. I've seen this coming for a while now. You have Kyrie paired with Luka Doncic, and I think the clutch time buckets is one thing that sets this team apart from any other team in the West, and especially when it comes to half-court offense. This is important for the Dallas Mavericks because a lot of teams in the playoffs aren't used to playing this half-court offense. And the Mavs got one dude on their team that helps them play slow half-court offense, and this is Kyrie Irving. This is because even when the defense is set, Kyrie's gonna go into his ISO bag and cook you by himself. And let me break down some film on how Kyrie Irving broke down the Rockets in 3 straight plays. This is play number 1. This is what we call half-court offense, when the defense is completely set and you have to score a more tough bucket that requires more strategy. But when you have Kyrie Irving, you could just do an isolation like this, run at Dillon Brooks and stop, then do a crossover, and then spin for a nifty layup and just makes Dillon Brooks look absolutely dumb. Then right after that, Kyrie Irving just simply runs right into Jalen Green's chest and pushes off to get some nice separation and pulls up for an easy close shot. But trust me, it gets crazier because they continue to keep Jalen Green on Kyrie Irving. This is a problem. Kyrie gets the ball at the top of the key again and just attacks Jalen Green. But Jalen Green thinks that Kyrie's gonna pull up again, so Kyrie hits him with a pump fake and then keeps his pivot foot down and fades away for another routine bucket. In my opinion, whether you like it or not, Kyrie Irving is one of the best comeback players in the league, hands down. And even on ESPN, Stephen A. Smith had something good to say about the Dallas Mavericks, which is pretty surprising for me.
However, I'm going to disagree with you because, as I said a few minutes earlier, Kyrie Irving is my comeback player of the year. When you consider the injuries, when you consider the suspensions, when you consider some of the noise that was made headline-wise when he was a Brooklyn Net and then coming to Dallas, and obviously people were wondering whether or not he was going to be a distraction or whatever. No, he's something spectacular. He's special. He's averaging nearly 26 a game. He's shooting 49% from the field, 41% from three-point range, 90% from the free throw line. He's the secondary option to Luka Doncic. And let me throw this by you, Shannon. 25 of his season-high 48 points in the fourth quarter in overtime. That was yesterday. In clutch time this season, you understand what I'm saying? Last 5 minutes, within 5 points, etc., etc. This is Kyrie Irving. 60% from the field, 42% from three-point range, 95% from the free throw line. This brother's something special, and he's putting on a show and reminding everybody of the superstar and the champion we knew him to be. That's how I'm looking at it. I go Kyrie.
Wow, did I hear Stephen A. Smith say something good about the Mavericks? Or wait, did I hear Stephen A. Smith say something logical for once? These Mavs are putting their literal blood and sweat into every single game, and they need these wins to stay around that 5th spot in the Western Conference. And look at Luka Doncic's knees. He's literally putting blood into this game. But one thing that really needs to be talked about is Dante Exum's comeback into the NBA. This guy was extinct for a couple of years, and I didn't even know he existed. But now this man is turning into a game-winning machine, and especially in clutch moments, you can count on this guy. He dropped 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists with the game-tying three-pointer that sent this Mavericks squad into overtime. This guy needs love, and one thing that nobody's talking about right now is that he's shooting 50% from the 3, which is literally a sniper.
Be about time.
And I think going into the playoffs, he's going to continue to play these high 20-minute games, because at this point, I think he really showed that he's a player that you can count on when it comes to late game situations, and he's clearly got the trust of both Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic also had another amazing game with 37 points, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists. And this is just becoming normal to me. You know, when I see these numbers, I don't get impressed anymore because I know what Luka Doncic is capable of. And just wait till the playoffs. This guy's numbers is going to get even more crazier than it is right now. I really do think that he deserves to get that MVP award, although Nikola Jokic still exists. And I know it's going to be hard to win it over Nikola Jokic. Derrick Jones Jr. has also been another player that has stepped it up a notch, especially from the three-point line. He's like a 3-and-D player that you just spot up in the corner, and he's just a pick-your-poison type of player. He'll dunk it as well. And this Mavericks squad is just becoming more scary as the days go by. And I really do think that they can make it past the first round, the second round. They can go pretty far. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that like and hit that sub button, because I'm going to be having a lot of Mavs content, especially during the playoffs. So be very ready for that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.